Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. All right, Erev Tov, everyone. Chodesh Tov. Thank you so much. So we're continuing with the laws of Purim. We were in the midst of talking about Amalek. So we'll continue our discussion with regards to Parashat Zachor, which is not this coming Shabbat, but the Shabbat that follows. Tiknu Chachamim lekayem et mitzvat HaTorah lizkor et ma'asav hara'im shel Amalek velo leshochecham. The Torah commanded us to, as part of the mitzvah, to remember what Amalek did, and as well not to forget. We mentioned already that there were two mitzvot, Lo Tishkach and Zachor, a positive commandment and a negative commandment, not to forget. B'kriyat Parashat Zachor Pam Bashana, and we do this by reading the Parasha of Zachor once a year. Ubazechira shel Pam Achal Bashana mekayimim mitzvat HaTorah. As long as you remember what Amalek did once per year, then you fulfill the mitzvah. Ki rak im ta'avor shana shlema belo zechirat Amalek harei she'inyano na'aseh shachuach. Because only once a whole year has passed, that's when we label it as forgotten. But if a year hasn't passed, then it's no longer forgotten. As long as you recall the incident once a year, then you have fulfilled Zachor. ותקנו לקרוא את פרשת זכור בשבת שלפני פורים, כדי לסמוך את זכירת עמלק למחיית המן שהיה מזרעו. And the Chachamim instituted to read this Parashat Zachor on the Shabbat before Purim in order to combine, to make adjacent the mitzvah of Mechiyat Amalek as well as Mechiyat Haman, which was the descendant of Amalek. Mina Torah tzarich levate et hazechira bapeh. According to the Torah, one has to express this remembrance with his mouth, using words. Aval en tzorech shekol echad yikra et Parashat Zachor be'atzmo. However, it's not necessary that every person read the parasha by himself. Ela bishmiyat hakeriya mipi hakoreh b'Torah. Just listening to the person reading the Torah, yotzim kulam yedei mitzvat hazechira. You listen to every word, every syllable, you fulfill the mitzvah of Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek. Ladat kama migdolei harishonim, according to many of the Rishonim, hamitzvah me'atorah hi likro et parashat Zachor mitoch sefer haTorah atzmo. That the reading must be done from an actual sefer Torah. Lefichach raui likro et parashat Zachor misefer Torah mehudar. And therefore, the custom is to take your best Sefer Torah, the nicest Ktav. By the way, that is what's considered the best Sefer Torah, the one with the nicest Ktav, not the one with the nicest casing. Okay, that has nothing to do with Sefer Torah Mehudar, is the nicest Ktav. והקורא צריך להשתדל לדקדק עד כמה שאפשר בקריאת זכור. And the person reading it must be medakdek, he has to be meticulous in the reading, in the syllables, pronunciation, as best as he can. לכתחילה ראוי שכל אחד ישמע את הקריאה בטעמים ומבטא המקובלים במשפחתו. לכתחילה, a person needs to listen to the reading according to the way that he normally is used to reading. So, if you're a Temani, then you should listen to it from a Keriya Temani. If you're an Ashkenazi, then you listen from Ashkenazim. You're Sfaradi. Even I would go on and say even Moroccan should listen to Moroccan because that's something that they feel close to, they're paying attention. Maybe it could be that, you might not understand, you might miss something if you listen to a Yerushalmi reading. But okay, Sfaradi is fine. That is lechatechila. Ulam mitzad adin, bnei kol ha'edot יכולים לצאת ידי חובתם בכל הנוסחים המקובלים בישראל, בין ספרדי, בין אשכנזי, בין תימני. Again, b'diavad, you listen to it. I know Rav Ovadia is very strict when this comes to this halacha. He's adamant that Sfaradim need to go listen to it from a Sfaradi reader. And not to just rely on, you normally go to an Ashkenazi shul on Shabbat, you got to make sure that on that Shabbat you should go to a Sephardi shul. Of course, if you have no other choice, and there's only one Ashkenazi shul in the area, said there, you fulfill the mitzvah. But Rav Ovadia is very strict on this. Someone who's in a place where there's no minyan, but there is a sefer Torah, Yikra bo et parashat Zachor belo minyan. Open the Sefer Torah, read the parasha, even though you don't have a minyan, but read from a Sefer Torah. Ve'im en sham Sefer Torah, and if there's no Torah, Yikra Parashat Zachor mitoch Chumash or Sidur. He can read it from a Chumash or Sidur, of course, it's better than nothing. Mitzvot tzerichot kavanah. The Gemara discusses that the mitzvot require kavanah, that you have to have proper intent when you're fulfilling a mitzvah. ולכן צריכים לכוון בקריאת פרשת זכור לקיים את מצוות זכירת מעשה עמלק. When a person is hearing the words, and of course the person reading the words should have in mind that he's fulfilling this mitzvah to remember what Amalek did. וטוב שלפני הקריאה יכריזו על כך הגבאי או הקורא. And therefore, what is very much custom, that prior to the reading, either the Chazan or the Gabai, the Parnas, whoever it is, will make that announcement to everybody to remind them that this is a mitzvah min Torah, that you have to have proper kavanah, it's not a joke, and therefore paying attention to all the words. It goes without saying, though, however, that really a person should have this kavanah throughout the parashiot all the year, right? Not Zachor, of course, because we say mitzvah min Torah. But the Kriyat Torah person should also have in mind. Chas v'shalom, a person's reading a book or he's talking with his friend during the Kriyat Torah. It's an awful sin. It's an awful sin, right? Many Chachamim speak very loudly, in not a good way, against people that choose to not follow the parasha inside the Chumash and listening and paying attention attentively. So, but of course, Shabbat Zachor, Parashat Zachor is, I would say, one level higher than that. Okay. Here's a very interesting halakha that we spoke about a few days ago in the 645 minyan. With regards to women, are women obligated to hear Parashat Zachor? So we have two opinions. Ladat rova poskim nashim enan chayavot b'mitzvat zechirat Amalek. According to most poskim, women are not obligated to listen to the or obligated to remember what Amalek did, or in this mitzvah, because the commandment to remember what Amalek did is correlated with the mitzvah to erase Amalek. Since women are not commanded to go out and fight and kill and wipe out Amalek, Sefer HaChinuch says that's why they're not commanded to remember what Amalek did, because they're not commanded to go out and kill them, because women don't go out in the army. V'yesh omrim, there are those who say shenashim shayachot lemitzvat hamilchama. Others say that women do have some sort of belonging to fighting, shehen tzichot lesayeh laloham, because they do assist. They assist the fighters. You can argue that today they actually go out and fight, right? But certainly they assist. They provide nourishment and food when they come back. And therefore, according to those poskim, since they are very much involved in the war, it is incumbent upon them, yes, to listen to the kriyah and be part of the mitzvah of lizkor et maaseh Amalek. Even though the rabbis instituted a time for the reading of Parashat Zachor b'Shabbat shelifnei Purim, mikol makom me'atorah en la zman. Yes, the rabbis instituted that we read this parasha before Purim, but min Torah you just have to remember any time. We said once per year. It makes no difference. It could be today if I want to. Okay, and then I remember what Amalek did. And therefore, according to Torah, this is not a time-bound mitzvah, because I can remember what Amalek did right now. It doesn't have to be the Shabbat before Purim. And women are yes obligated in mitzvot that are not time-bound. They're only patur for mitzvot that are time-bound. So it would seem that maybe they do have to fulfill this mitzvah. L'maaseh, nashim peturot mishmiat parashat Zachor. But l'maaseh, women are exempt from listening to the parasha. Ulam lechatchila tov shenashim tishmana et parashat Zachor. Lechatchila, they should come and listen to it. V'kach noagot nashim rabot. And so do many women. They do come to synagogue. They come to hear the parashat Zachor because it is important to them. ומי שקשה לה לבוא לבית הכנסת ובכל זאת רוצה לקיים את המצווה, someone who wants to come and fulfill the mitzvah but it's difficult for her, תקרא בעצמה את הפרשה מתוך חומש, you can read it from החומש, שלדעת רבים גם באופן זה היא יוצאת ידי חובת הזכירה מהתורה, because according to some people even from החומש you can fulfill the mitzvah. ובמקום שמקיימים בית הכנסת שיעור לאנשים, אפשר להוציא להם ספר תורה ולקרוא בפניהם פרשת זכור. He says that if some people conduct certain shiurim for the ladies, they can even take out a Sefer Torah and read. Someone can read the parasha from for the ladies. Ve'av she'en sham minyan, even though there is no minyan there, obviously it's just ladies. Yesh bazeh hidur. There's a certain beautifying of the mitzvah here. Shetishmana et parasha mi Sefer Torah kasher, that they're hearing the parasha from a kosher Sefer Torah. Okay, we still have some time, so we'll go on to the next one. All right, what happens if an Amaleki decides that he wants to do teshuvah? Right, we spoke about that we don't know whether who's an Amalek and who's not. But let's say you meet a guy and he wants to do teshuvah. That's what the next halacha is going to talk about. Even though, again, the Torah commanded us to erase Amalek's descendants. If he accepts upon himself those 7 mitzvot, the 7 Noahide laws, he's uprooted the din of Amalek from him, and now you can no longer kill him. These are the 7 Noahide laws. Isur avodah zarah, they cannot worship idols. Isur gilui arayot, that's inappropriate relationships. Isur shfichut damim, that's murder. Isur gneva, that's thievery and robbery. Isur birkat Hashem, cursing God. Isur achilat ever min achai, eating live limbs of an animal. V'chiyuv limnot batei dinim shishpetu tzedek b'chol hadinim sheben adam lechavero, and the importance of establishing courts. So those are the 7 mitzvot. If an Amaleki says, yeah, I'm cool with that, sign me up, he's no longer Amaleki, you can no longer kill him. V'lo zo bilvad, not only that, ela gam ka'asher lo kiblu al atzmam mirtzonam hachofshi lishmor 7 mitzvot b'nei Noach. Lifnei sheyotzim kenegdam lemilchama, mitzvah le'atzia lahem shalom. Even if they don't accept these 7 Noahide laws, before you're about to fight them, you have to offer them shalom. Which give them the option. This is what it is. I'm about to kill you, but before I kill you, I'm going to offer you this get out of jail free card here, which you can sign right here and accept. And they would be subjugated to the Jewish people, and you would provide for them a tax. If they accept the condition of peace, we don't fight them. And if they don't accept, you fight them until you annihilate them. And let's say they're losing the war, okay, they're getting killed, and then say, okay, we accept. I want to take the 7 mitzvot b'nei Noach. Where do I sign? En mekablim otam. At that point, you can no longer accept them. Because since the war already started, nilchamim bahem ad kalotam. You have to fight until you destroy them. Let's say an Amaleki comes and he wants to convert. He wants to become a Jew. The poskim argue on whether or not you can accept this Amaleki as a Jew. Ladata Rambam, according to the Rambam, Yachol Amaleki leitgayer. An Amalek is able to mitgayer. According to Rambam, it's a very strong example. Hitler Yimach Shemo, okay? Amalek, 100%, okay? If he wants to come, I want to become a Jew, and according to Rambam, you accept it. It's hard to hear that and understand that, but you could accept him. Ammon and Moab, you can never accept those guys. But Amalek you could. וכן אמרו חז"ל שבני בניו של המן הרשע היה מזרע עמלק לימדו תורה בבני ברק. The grandchildren of Haman were teaching Torah in Bnei Brak, as the Gemara says in Masechet Gitin and Sanhedrin. הרי שקיבלו גרים מזרעו של עמלק. So we see that they accepted converts from the Zera of Amalek, as evil as they were. So that's according to the Rambam. ויש אומרים שאין מקבלים גר מעמלק. And there are those who say that we don't accept the gerim from Amalek. V'kach hi da'at Rabbi Eliezer b'Mechilta. This is the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer in the Midrash, the Mechilta. שנשבע המקום בכיסא הכבוד שלו, שאם יבוא עמלקי להתקייל לא יקבלו אותו. He's willing to take an oath that no way will we accept. ומה שאמרו חז"ל, שמבני בניו של המן הרשע לימדו תורה בבני ברק. But what about the grandsons of Haman that were teaching Torah in Bnei Brak? How could it be? You said that you don't accept the Amalekim as Gerim, so how do you make sense of this Gemara that the children of and grandchildren of Haman were teaching Torah? Era mitoch ta'ut. He said that happened a mistake. was a mistake. שבדין לא ידע שהבא לפניו הוא מזרע עמלק. They didn't know that those people came from Amalek, וכך קיבלו, and that's why they accepted them. Had they known that they came from Amalek, no way they would have accepted him according to Rabbi Eliezer. Or she says, שהיה מקרה שהעמלקים מצאצא המן הרשע, אנס אישה יהודייה, or it could be that one of the offspring of Amalek raped or violated a Jewish woman, ובנה שנולד לה ממנו נחשב ליהודי. And one of the children that came over there was a Jew. ממנו יצאו אותם מלמדי תורה מבני ברק, and that's how it could be that the descendants of that union were ended up teaching in Bnei Brak. So we see two opposing opinions here of whether or not you could accept an Amaleki from as a convert. And the Rambam says yes, Rabbi Eliezer the Mechilta says no, and we'll stop here and we'll continue B'ezrat Hashem next time.
What religion?
They were all the hands. So what did the kids
But they could have had grandkids. It's just because they were hung doesn't mean they didn't have other kids. They were hung as adults. They were hung as adults. They probably already had kids.
And from them they came.
But yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It wasn't Haman's sons. It was Haman's descendants. Yeah. Descendants. Yeah.
They converted to what religion?
To Judaism. To Judaism.
Just by accepting those 7 laws.
Yeah. No. Accepting those 7 laws means you don't kill them.
Got it.
All right, but they could. Whether or not they can convert is subject to machloket.
They have to be circumcised.
Yeah.